Hey guys, so want to get ready with me? Stay tuned. Alright, so let's get started. The only thing I put on so far is my Smacker Tsum Tsum strawberry flavored lip balm. And the first product I'm going to use on camera is something I found at TJ Maxx. You may remember in a recent haul video I showed you that I had found the Faced No Filter Selfie Powders palette, which I'm going to use that too today. But I found another Too Faced product at TJ Maxx, and this is the Too Faced Tinted Beauty Balm Multi-Benefit Skincare Makeup, and this is in the shade Vanilla Glow. And basically what this is a BB cream. Now, if you've been with me for a while, you might remember going way back. I used to use BB creams all the time in conjunction with a powder foundation. I really like that combination, but you know, time goes by, you start using other things, and so I was very curious about this. And I used it yesterday, and so far so good. I've only used it the one time. Today will be only the second time I've used it, but my initial impression of it yesterday was I liked it a lot. So that's what I'm going to use right now. And you know what, before I take some out, let me give it a shake. Anything really liquidy like this, I like to shake it up because who knows how long this was sitting around before I actually used it, or how long it was sitting around in the store, you know. Okay, so let's see. What did I end up using for a brush yesterday? I think I just used my fingers to apply this. Yeah, I just used my fingers. And I'm just going to do a little bit at a time, in case you're wondering. That's what the color looks like. And it's called Vanilla Glow, and it does look very yellowy when you look at it like this, but once it's blended in, it doesn't look crazy yellow on me. So it blends in really nice. And this has sunscreen in it. Actually, it has two different kinds of sunscreen in it, which I don't really need sunscreen. I barely, when I go outside, I'm usually just going for a short walk or for a short ride on my scooter, or I'm just going, you know, from the house to the car to a store, back to the car again. So I'm never really outside for very long. The only time that I'm ever really outside for any length of time is if we go hiking, and that's not very often. I would like to go more often, but a lot of times it's just a weather issue. Either it's raining or it's snowing or it's too cold or it's too cloudy, because it's no fun going hiking on a cloudy day. Alright, so that's the Too Faced BB cream. And by the way, I wanted to show you something that I brought out with me just in case I need a Q-tip. How cute is this Finding Dory Q-tip container? I found this at Dollar Tree, and you get a ton of Q-tips. I don't remember if I showed you this in a haul video before or not, but I figured I would mention it because it's just so cute sitting on my makeup table, and there's a lot in there for $1, so I may have shown you that before, I don't really remember. Okay, the next thing I'm going to use is my City Color Correct and Perfect palette. And I found this at Marshall's, and I really like it. I've almost I've gone beyond hitting pan now with that pink corrector, and I looked the other day because I was seriously thinking about buying another one of these, and they did have a couple more of these palettes, but they were in such bad condition that I just wasn't comfortable buying them, because this is a cream product, so it's not like you can sanitize it. You know, that if it was powder, then I could sanitize it, but where it's a cream product, eh, you don't know whose finger has been in it, and is there any debris in there, and yeah, I figured I would just let it go. I felt so bad too because I really like this, and you can't buy City Color new in stores usually. I mean, you can, but it's really hard to find. Sometimes I see City Color at Five Below, but it's very random as far as what products they have. Okay, so I just put the pink one on my dark circles. Then I use that as a corrector. Then I use concealer, which is the LA Girl Pro HD Concealer in the shade Classic Ivory. I love this too. And I'm probably going to have to get a backup of this. This is at select CVS stores. So you just squeeze up some in the tube. And then I use the Sephora Pro Airbrush Concealer Brush to blend it in. I don't know if you can hear that. Canadian goose just went by my house. Okay, so corrector and concealer are on. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to set that BB cream with a powder foundation, because it doesn't really give me enough coverage just on its own. And my skin is normal to dry, but if I do a BB cream powder foundation, I can get away with it. We'll see though. If I start doing this combo every day, we'll see how long it is before my skin starts to get dry, and then I'll have to switch to something else. Maybe it will happen, maybe it won't. Where it's the fall though, I suspect that it might. I have the MAC Studio Fix powder foundation, and my shade is NW20. It's kind of a blessing in disguise that I found this BB cream, because I didn't have one right now, and I should be trying to use this up. There's hardly anything left in this container from my MAC powder foundation, so I should hurry up and use this up, because I've had it for a while, and if you get 6 empty containers, MAC containers, you can get a free lipstick. And I have a few things set aside from MAC for that cause, but I'm not sure if this would make 6. I don't think so. But yeah, the more MAC stuff I can use up, the more free lipsticks I can get. Okay, this is an e.l.f. powder brush, and I'm just going to swirl that in the foundation. And this is just going to give me a little bit more coverage, because just the BB cream on its own doesn't really cut it for me.
It's 11 o'clock.
Thanks so much, computer. Now everybody knows exactly what time I was filming this video. Alright, so it still doesn't give you as much coverage, I feel like, as a liquid foundation does, but it's good enough to cancel out any major imperfections. Alright, so what is next? Next would be contouring my face with the Pixi by Petra contouring powder and the Real Techniques sculpting brush. And for a blush today, I'm going to use the Essence Mineral Powder 2-in-1 blush. And this is in the shade number 4, Best Friends. Not sure if this is in their current line or not. I've had this for a while. I'm going to use an Inglot 4SS brush. This is a really pretty shade I thought would coordinate well with the makeup I'm doing today. It's kind of similar to Tarte Exposed Amazonian Clay Blush, which I couldn't find. That's what I was going to use, and I was going through my makeup, and I was like, oh, the heck with it. I'll just use something else. I couldn't find it. I seem to have misplaced it. Okay, and then for a highlighter, this look that I'm going to do today, I feel like it's very neutral. I don't feel like it's warm or cool, so for a highlighter today, I'm going to use the Makeup Revolution Radiance highlighter palette that my friend June sent me. And I'm going to use this shade in the middle because that's my, it's the lightest one, so matches my skin tone the best, or it's the most appropriate one for my skin tone, I should say. This is an e.l.f. fan brush, so I'm just going to put a little bit of that on my cheekbones. And the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take that Faced No Filter Selfie palette, and I'm going to bronze my face with the bronze shade called Totally Toasted. I'm going to use a clean e.l.f. powder brush. I have 2 of them. And I like to, if you see me doing this, it's because I deep clean my brushes, and I like to fluff up the brush before I put it in the product. Otherwise, it doesn't seem like it applies correctly. Okay, so I'm just going to go into Totally Toasted. I'm going to start under my chin and go right along the jawline. And then I'm going to go right across the hairline. And this is a nice, subtle bronze powder similar to the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer that I normally use. Quite similar. Just going to give me a nice subtle glow. And then I'm going to use Urban Decay Anti-Aging Primer Potion. Just got to put a tiny bit of that over the entire eye area. If you are an older person, this is perfect for an eyeshadow base, because it's not going to dry out the eye area. It's slightly moisturizing, and your eyeshadows will all just grab onto it nicely. Alright, for eyeshadows today, I'm going to use one of the shadows that I showed you in the ColourPop haul video yesterday. This is Brady, and it's a beautiful like dusty rose shade, and it's a matte, so that's what I'm going to use in my crease. But first, for my brow bone highlight, a lot of times what I like to do is just take whatever I used on my face as a brow bone highlight. This is an e.l.f. Contour brush, but I'm going to use it for my highlight. So I'm just using that Makeup Revolution palette, that center highlight shade. I'm just putting some of that on that area. And I'm also going to do inner corner highlight. Okay, now we're going to go in with the ColourPop Brady. And I'm going to use an e.l.f. blending brush. And I'm just going to swirl my brush around in there. And I'm going to start in the outer crease area and then work my way in. And put a little more on. Okay, now I'm going to take a Zoeva pencil brush and I'm going to put a little bit of that Brady on that brush, and I'm going to put that right along the lower lash line. And the next shade I'm going to use is ColourPop I Heart This, which is a metallic finish. And this is a pewter. And oh my god, it is gorgeous. This, when I first got into ColourPop, this was in the first batch that I ordered. And I think it'll always be my favorite. One day I accidentally left it on my makeup table with the cover off, and I came back a couple hours later and it's a lot drier now than it used to be, so don't do that. It's the one and only time that I did that, but you know, it was totally an accident. I don't know, I went in the other room to do something and forgot about it. So it probably isn't going to apply as well as it should, so, but I love this color. What I should do is just replace it because it's never going to be the same. It's only going to get worse. You can either use your finger or you can use something like the e.l.f. C brush to apply it. I'm going to try using the brush just so I don't have to stick my finger in all that glitter. And if that doesn't work out, then I'll go in with my finger if I have to. So let's try this. And I'm kind of like patting it on, sort of like stippling it, I guess you would say. And it adheres pretty well to the Urban Decay Primer Potion. Such a pretty color. Okay, for a liner today, I'm going to use my Marc Jacobs Blacker, what are these called? Highliners? Marc Jacobs Highliner Gel Crayon in the shade Blacker. And this was the reward that you get for your birthday at Sephora this year. That and a mini lipstick. So I'm just going to put a little bit of that right on the lower lash line. I'm just kind of dabbing it between the lashes very lightly. And it doesn't seem to be adhering very well. Yeah, that's not even showing up. Alright, I'm going to go get my LA Girl one. Yeah, that Marc Jacobs one, the formula is a little dry on that. I can't really get it to apply that well, so I'm going to use the LA Girl Glide Gel Liner in Very Black. These are available at select CVS stores. Alright, that's better. I'm going slow, trying very hard to be careful not to apply too much. That's good. Alright, now I'm gonna tight line with this. Okay. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little bit of the Maybelline The Falsies Push Up Angel Mascara and just put that on my lower lashes. And then I'm going to apply my false lashes off camera because it takes a long time. And by the way, for any of you that are interested in affordable false lashes that work well, I'm going to do a video entirely about different brands of affordable false lashes and sort of like a really short mini review on like 5 different brands, which ones worked and which ones didn't. So that will be in the future. I'm going to go put the lashes on, be right back. Okay, so I used the LA Colors Dramatalash in number 976 Diva. That's what I use for lashes, and I use the Duo Brush On Adhesive in clear/white. And next I'm going to do my brows, and you know, it's kind of boring watching somebody do their brows, so here's what they look like before I do anything to them, and here's what they look like after they're filled in with Anastasia Brow Wiz in medium brown. Okay, so all that leaves is lips. So I'm going to use the ColourPop Ultra Satin Lip in 0.0 that I showed you in yesterday's haul video. But first, I'm going to apply the NYX Lip Primer. And this is going to slightly mute my lips a little bit so that I can get the true color of the lipstick. And it's going to hold it in place better throughout the day, and it's going to prevent it from going outside the lines. So you can see my lips are a little muted, but not crazy so. It's not going to totally blank out your lips. I love this though, as you know, because I talk about it all the time, right? Okay, so the ColourPop Ultra Satin Lips feel fantastic on your lips. They're not drying at all, and they hold up okay, but if you eat or drink something, you'll probably have to reapply because they will transfer. But it doesn't give you that, you know, crusty lip feeling that you get sometimes. So this is the first time I've used this. It's kind of a taupey shade, I guess you would say. Wow, that's really warm. I didn't think it was going to be that warm. And it looks like I'll be needing a Q-tip. Messed it up. I'm going to grab a Q-tip before that dries. Now I said the lip primer will keep it from going outside the lines, but you have to allow for human error too. There is no lip primer in the world that's going to stop your lipstick from going outside the line if you go way outside the line, so. Yeah, this is way more brown than I thought it was going to be. I mean, you can tell by looking at it that it's like a taupey beige color, but on me, you know, it depends on your skin tone too. On me, it looks really warm tone. So I'm not sure. Oh, that was stupid. Okay, stop the presses. That lipstick color did not look good at all with the eyeshadows that I have on and this top. So we're not going to use 0.0. I will go back and use that another day with a warmer look. But okay, here's 0.0. See, I mean, you can tell just by holding it near my shirt that that's not going to work with these eyeshadows or this top. So we are going to use Clueless instead. Yeah, Clueless is pinker. I don't know. Let me see if I can go find something even better than this. Alright, so obviously I removed what I had on for 0.0, reapplied the NYX lip primer, and yeah, I think Trap will be a better option. Because it's not crazy cool, but it's not warm either like the 0.0 was. I don't know what I was thinking that 0.0 was going to work with this look, but hey, this is real life, you guys. Sometimes you go to put on lipstick and you think it might work and then it doesn't. Alright, so let's use Trap. And this is a matte, so this is going to be drying compared to the 0.0, which was a satin. But at least this won't transfer. Once it's on, it's on. Oh yeah, that's much more coordinated with the rest of my makeup. So that is it, you guys. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you next time. Thank you so much for watching and subscribing. Bye. And with the hair down and dry.